So last week, my friend Susie told me that yoga makes her horny, and we were in the middle of this busy boutique coffee house. She's just fearless like that, she comes straight out with whatever is on her mind, and she tells me that she has increased her yoga sessions to 4 times a week, and oh gosh, she just had this really big smile on her face. But then she asks me, "What about you?" And oh God, what, more classes? No, I've got too much on. But she leans in and she says, "No, no, I mean, does yoga make you, horny?" And I just fake a laugh and say, "Oh, do you want another coffee?" But then, when I was driving home afterwards, I just felt so shortchanged from my marriage. I had somehow become so used to no sex, period. And I know being a mother of 2, once you've got this family bond, well, then, your physical needs don't matter anymore, do they? Just, ignore Susie, ignore yourself. It's just a dry spell, a long, dry spell. And God, I'm so sorry. It's just, I was just about content enough living in denial. So last night was James's big work due, and it was quite the grand affair. It was a bit stuffy for me, but we got to dress up, and that was nice. And he's done well. He's done really well since he's joined this tech giant a few years ago as a senior consultant. But anyway, the whole night, he hardly says 2 words to me. But still, when we get home, I try to break this silence by directing him to this chilled Chardonnay in the fridge. And I take myself upstairs and I'm getting ready for bed. And then he comes in the room, but he doesn't have any wine. But he just stands at the door. He looks at me and he says, "Can we talk?" Well, that line usually spells bad news from the very get-go, and then he very tentatively comes and sits beside me on the bed, and there's a long pause as I'm waiting for this punchline, and he says, "I'm bisexual." And I immediately laughed, and then he says, "I've been meaning to say something to you for a while," and then I have to stop laughing because he explains that he's been having sex with a man, and it's a work colleague, in fact, and I just stare at him in like disbelief. Is this a wind up? He is fucking kidding me, right? No, 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 because no wind up is spoken with such fucking reverence. "Oh, Julia, I know this is a shock," he says, and he's trying to calm me down. Is it? Does he think? And he says that he understands how upsetting this is. Does he really? Because he hasn't touched me. He hasn't touched me in like a year, is it? And then I painfully ask him if there's been more than one man. And he drops his head and he nods. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes it all right then. I guess all is forgiven. I mean, really, there's not much point mentioning it, really. I mean, if you're only fucking men behind my back. And he's woefully sorry, though. He's almost crying. It's kind of pathetic, really. Oh, all the time, all this time. And I thought it was all down to me that he didn't fancy me anymore. Because I'd become, so obviously unattractive in my looks or my behaviour or both. Or was it this job? Was it this job that just completely stressed him out and completely destroyed his libido? Well, Julie, if that's the case, don't bring it up because you'll stress him out. I mean, the man is 31 for fuck's sake, and he now decides that he's bisexual. No, I exploded and I nearly spit in his face as I'm demanding at him to look at me. Am I not enough for you, James? And then he turns towards me. And he's looking down at me. And he says, "No. I wish that you were." And he very quickly begins packing this overnight bag, and I feel like I'm sitting there in a paralysis, just watching in slow motion as my husband packs our whole life away into this bag. I felt sick. I felt like I was being punched repeatedly in the stomach. And oh God, it's it's all a blur from there, really. I mean, I can't really remember anything. Oh wait, yeah, I went to get a drink, so I went downstairs, and oh God, and then I went back upstairs. Yeah, I went back upstairs, and I begged him to stay, and I did it. I managed to make him stay just for one more night. Just for old time's sake. He's still in bed now. Do you know, in a way, I'm kind of glad that it's all over. Oh, we needed a fresh start.